from Magpies Cottage.
I'm Amy, world traveler.
Yes. So how was your cruise?
The cruise was wonderful. I felt awesome putting my toes in the sand.
Okay.
I saw lots of firsts.
Oh,
Lots
yeah?
of firsts on this trip. First time seeing a sea turtle in the wild.
Oh, okay.
First time holding starfish that were from the wild. I mean, we literally reached to the bottom of the sand as we're standing in the water and picked it up.
Oh.
And that was cool. I saw a 5-foot bull shark trying to beach itself on an island in the Bahamas.
Why would it try to beach itself?
Because that's where the sea turtles are.
Oh. Okay.
So it wants to eat the sea turtles who come up to the beach to lay their eggs. And it was, of course, egg laying season.
Okay.
So that's why this bull shark was trying to get as close to the shore as they can. Because once that sea turtle gets back in the water and is moving under flipper propel, they're fast. But on land, where they're, right at the shore, that's where they're slow.
Oh.
So that's what the bull shark was doing.
Okay.
And I jet skied. I drove my own jet ski.
Oh, fun.
It was interesting.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that again.
Okay.
Okay, the snorkeling was good.
Yeah.
We had a nice time with that. The show, Choir of Man, phenomenal.
Oh, okay. Was that on the ship?
Okay. It's a musical play, and it's relationships that men have that stem from the Irish pub.
Oh, okay.
And and how they are dear friends. And what is I'm sitting here thinking about this, how I would describe that. It's no different than the knitting community.
Okay.
It really, that bonds that are, and that's what it was all about. And so it was very good, very well done.
Cool.
So yeah, that was a great trip.
All right. And how about stitches? That was
Stitches. Well, you walk into the yarn market and you get high on yarn fumes.
okay.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
Okay, I took 2 classes, one with Carson Demers on ergonomics of knitting. And then the other one was called the New Sweater. News, N-E-W, North, East, West, South sweater.
Okay.
Which, as a practical matter, is just an alternative construction, not unlike what we've done with some of the projects from Shanna Cohen.
Oh, okay.
Okay, which you knit your front and your back panels first, and then you pick up and go over your shoulders. Same concept. Modular construction.
Okay.
And but what was interesting about this is that, okay, so you knit your panels, and you there's no pattern.
Oh.
But conceptually, okay, so you knit your panels roughly scarf width, 8 inches. And then you knit them as long as you want your sweater. And your back panel is 2 inches higher in the back. And if you want to maybe do a split hem, you could do that. Otherwise, it's, just the same length as the front plus the raising of the back. You pick up, and the pickup ratio depends upon your gauge. So you'll know your gauge. You don't have to swatch. You just have to know your needles are appropriate for your yarn. And those panels become your swatch. On the panel, you can do any stitch pattern you want. And, I was knitting one that I just did it in garter because it didn't matter.
Yeah.
And then, you pick up, and then you have to have so many stitches. You put cast on stitches here using not a knitted cast on, but a purl cast on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I thought that was interesting. I learned to do that. And then you knit down. But then the other thing is, your decreases are on the top. And they create a really neat design element on the top of the sleeve.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah. So that was kind of cool. I mean, I don't know. I mean, if I dug some yarn out of stash, I'm sure I could find something appropriate to knit it in, you know.
That's good for the creative type knitter, but you know, being in the yarn store, I know a lot of people don't want all those variations allowed. They want to know how many inches do I knit, and you know, that's most people want it that way. So
yeah,
so that's not for everyone.
I'm a pattern follower too. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah,
you know, and that's actually what I liked about the class, because it was very straightforward, very simple, how to get me out of my pattern following rut.
Yeah.
So that was, you know, I mean, I don't know if I'm going to knit the sweater, but I did enjoy the class, and I did learn, you know, some things.
Good.
But that ergonomics class, I walked away with a ton. All the different ways that you put stress on your body in how you sit and knit. And, you know, I mean, my Command Central is maybe not necessarily a good chair for knitting in.
Oh, okay.
And, you know, making sure you get up, you know, when you're having a marathon. And I do that. I have marathons when I knit sometimes, and you still have to get up. There was that he talked about. And then he talked about how you hold your yarn and how you tension your yarn. And, you know, like me, I got my finger up all the time. Well, I need to learn to put that finger down and find a way to keep my tension. Which brings me to the most important thing I learned from him.
What's that?
I need a playground.
A playground?
We all need a playground.
What is a playground?
A playground is when you are just knitting and working on your technique.
Oh, okay.
Now, I know between the two of us, we got more darn years of knitting than we want to count. All right, I get that. But what he said, and I kind of buy into this, and I think I kind of always have, just because you've been knitting for a long time and you know what you're doing, does not mean you can't improve your definition, improve your posture, improve all of these things so that your knitting actually is enhanced by it. And, you know, and then he said, and the playground is an absolutely no judgment zone. So there are things you can do in the playground that you wouldn't necessarily put into a project. For example, if I wanted to, for kicks and giggles, really work on my throwing. Now, why I would want to do that, I don't know.
Right.
But I mean, because I throw when I'm doing two-handed color work, but that's really the only time. And there's a very specific reason why I'm doing it there. Because I'm so comfortable with my continental, I don't see a need to change that. That said, the playground is where you work on getting my finger down. You know, changing how you might tension your yarn so that it's a little bit more ergonomically better for your body. He says because there's no reason why you can't knit a marathon, but you have to, just like any marathon runner, you have to make sure that you're not killing yourself in the process.
Right.
And so it was absolutely fascinating. And if you ever have the chance to take a class with this guy, it is so worth it.
Okay.
I loved it. Absolutely loved it. And I would probably take another class with him.
All right.
Yeah. You know, next year, who knows? Stitches will be in Sacramento again next year. It's a week earlier in February, which may or may not work out. I don't know. We'll see. I'm not going to worry about it now yet.
Yeah, because you got different schedules now for your cruising to happen.
Yeah,
so you'll both be retired next year.
I hope.
Yep.
You know, and then of course the yarn market was great.
Okay.
I brought my treasures along.
Okay. Well, we can do acquisitions first today.
we can do acquisitions because I
Sure,
have some
sure.
stash enhancements.
Okay.
Okay, so everything I bought, I'm proud of myself. Everything I bought, with the exception of 2 things, has a project and a pattern in mind.
Okay.
Okay, so first off, I bought 2 sets of gradients. This is one. I love all the seafoam to purple on this one, and then this one, it's got a couple purples and some green and a tan and these 2 blues. I have a test coming up that I'm actually gonna cast on within the next day or so. For Lisa, that requires one of these sets. I don't know which one I'm gonna use yet.
Okay.
So, and then the other one will be stash. That's what I'm saying. So one of these does not have a pattern. And then I bought this. I just wound it. Okay, this is for a planned pooling. So everywhere you see purple, and it looks like there's a lot just from this angle, but maybe not so much from this end. Everywhere you see the purple, you do a different stitch, like a flower stitch of some sort. So it's got a plan. And we'll see.
Okay.
This is Dream in Color, Smooshy with Cashmere.
Oh,
And this is a new, the whole planned pooling thing is new for them. And then I bought these 2. These are going to be a Cloud of Bats, which is the March Laura Ayler knit along. And it's got some mosaic going, so it calls for 2 contrasting. And I like these 2 together. They had boxes of one-of-a-kinds of Mad Tosh. Now this is the worsted, all right, but they had the Tosh Merino Light, they had mohair, they had, you name it. Every yarn base made had boxes of one-of-a-kinds.
Nice.
Yeah, so these normally run about 32, I think, a skein. I got them for 20. No arguments there.
No.
And then I bought this.
That's bright.
Isn't that bright? But I love it.
Yeah.
It just screamed spring to me. This is the Pantone color of the year, this coral.
Okay.
And so this is Art Yarn's Merino Cloud. So it's an 80-20 merino wool cashmere blend. This is a fingering weight, but I think I'm gonna hold it double and make a Sophie scarf out of it. Then I got enough. Because one skein should do it.
Okay.
I thought it'd be a cute, I just love the colors. So it's just like was yelling at me.
Yeah.
Sophie scarf.
It's pretty.
And then I love this.
Oh, yeah.
Cedarbrook Farm. Okay. This all started because my wonderful daughter-in-law did some research on some yarn, and she turned me on as a gift to Spin Cycle. Now, I love Spin Cycle. I can't afford Spin Cycle.
Right.
It's so expensive. But what I've wanted to do was a colorwork yoke sweater. The pattern is Descent.
Okay.
And I have kind of a tan, for lack of a better word. Yeah, like kind of close to this color for the body. And I thought something like this would look great with it.
Yeah.
So this is going to be my color work. And it's Entropy, Cedarbrook Farms yarn, Entropy DK. I've used this before and it works just fine in place of Spin Cycle. It's the right weight and everything. And it's a lot less expensive.
Yeah.
So I love it. And I'm looking forward to using it again. So let's see, what else did I buy? Oh, my last one. This was the last one that I bought that I did not have a project for.
Oh.
It's Yowza. But I love the color. Look at that.
Oh, it is
gray
beautiful.
and purple and black. Well, it's kind of a green, blue-green black. I don't know. I love this. I don't know what it's going to be. So we shall see. Don't have a plan. So that's what I bought. That's it.
Okay.
My phone is ringing. So much for that. All right.
All right. So, and what are you wearing today?
Something I knit from Lisa Ross.
Oh, you're helpful.
I know, it's terrible.
Oh.
It's Lisa Ross.
Okay.
I tested this recently. It's relatively recent Lisa Ross pattern.
Okay.
Calls for a set of minis and one skein of something solid.
Okay.
That's the blue. But yeah, I don't remember.
Hope Lisa's not watching this podcast.
Sorry, Lisa. Are you kidding? When you think about how many things I've knit for her,
Yeah.
I like right now. Okay, so right now she's got the mystery going for the cowl. Can't wear that. I was gonna put that on today. Yeah, can't wear it because there might be people who would see it.
Yeah.
So can't wear that. And then like one of these mini skein sets will be for that next project for her. And that testing. So I mean, I can't keep them all straight. I mean, I
do a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, I do. And that's because I like her style. I like her patterns. She's a good friend. What the heck?
Yep.
So, yeah.
Okay. All right. Do you have any FOs today?
I do.
Oh, okay. Keep going then.
I'm on a roll. I tell you, well, that's what happens. So I started this right before I went on the ship. And then I knit on it while I was on the cruise. This is the sequence knitting. This is called Cold Spring by Laura Ayler. And I love this texture. You gotta look. It's beautiful. And this is that sequence knitting thing. And you know, the book on sequence knitting, Laura Ayler picked up the book and this is what she designed to go with it. So this was the perfect no-brain project. You cast on, you know, once you get started, there's a startup like 6 rows, whatever. And then it's your beginning of every row, beginning with knit front and back twice. And then knit 6, purl 6, knit 6, purl 6, knit 6, purl 6, all the way. And that creates this gorgeous, gorgeous texture. Put that up close so you can kind of maybe see it.
Because of the increases.
Yeah. Yeah. And so I just love it. I mean, I actually cast it off this morning. I was doing this on the plane coming home yesterday. And I mean, this was one full skein of Yowza. And it created this gorgeous texture. I knit a little bit on it on the ship, but most of it has, you know, it's all been, it's a travel project. So when I got close to Milwaukee, I pulled up my ball and it was like this big. And I thought, shoot, I don't know if I can do 1 row, 2 rows, whatever. Turns out I knit 1 row and I bound off. I had 8 grams left. I knit 1 row, bound off, and I had maybe 2-3 yards and done. So I have to block it, obviously. It's not blocked. And it's completely reversible.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, it's just, I'm thinking this is gonna be kind of a nice wearing thing.
I think so. Because I mean, that texture makes it real squishy. So it'll feel nice and thick.
Yeah. So I'll get it blocked probably tomorrow. And then February, well, I started my project of 5 baby hats a month.
Oh, okay.
So these are my February hats. I have 4 here of this green.
Okay.
These 2 are the same, but I have to say Sue Binns inspired me.
Okay.
She inspired this one, and she inspired this one. And then there's this one. These 2 are the same. My formula is cast on roughly 70 with a DK weight yarn. I think I've got a size 4 needle. 70, 71, 2, something like that. Whatever multiple you need for whatever you're going to use for your stitch pattern. Make that, you know, do your ribbing. And then whatever pattern you need to go 4.5 inches. And then decrease for the top.
Okay.
So yeah, that's my deal.
Okay.
So I got my 5 hats. These are the February ones. This one is a marl. I like this one. The pattern is called 7th. And it's my favorite baby hat pattern because it kind of hugs.
Okay.
I think I needed to go a little bit longer on this one, just looking at it. Well, it'll fit some head. Anyways, and 7th, this is Kobasi held double.
Oh, okay.
And it's really nice. So I'm going to do that. I might, if I did the Kobasi double, I think maybe I'll go up a needle.
Okay.
Because it feels a little dense, maybe.
Uh-huh.
But that turned out really cute. Kobasi double. I got a lot of Kobasi in stash. I don't really like it for socks because it doesn't hold its shape very well. But it's great on a baby hat.
Okay.
And I don't feel like knitting it fingering weight, so I got 5 baby hats done.
All right. I have 4 more up front for you too from Deb. So thank you, Deb.
Awesome, thank you, Deb.
So they're right on the counter by the cash register.
Okay.
Okay. So I have one FO. I finished these socks, and they're to be men's size 9, so they're kind of a long foot. So these are the ones I started with that shadow wrap heel.
Yeah.
Remember, because I was going to teach it at the retreat. So I started them in end of January, and I just finished them.
Wow.
So I got those done, and they're like a sport weight, I'd say. They're a little thicker. I did 60 stitches around.
Oh yeah, that is quite a bit thicker then.
Yeah, and Knitting Fever Indulgence is the yarn. So
cool.
Yep, that was my FO. I thought I had an FO. I was really bummed. I got all my rows together on my hexagon blanket that I was making, the EPP. I got it all done, and then you know how I like to look at it. So I lay it out on the couch and look at it, and here it goes nice and straight, and then all of a sudden it wiggles over.
What did you do?
So the last 10 rows I sewed on 1 row over, because you know every one's like jagged, so I lined it up wrong when I sewed the last 10 rows on. So I got to take 10 off of this side and put them on this side. It's like, oh darn it. And this morning I started ripping it out, so I didn't want to bring it and show it when it's all ripped apart.
No.
But it was not fun ripping out those teeny tiny stitches.
I believe it.
I did 3 of them, and I said, oh, just forget it. I'll leave it there and just cut it off when I square it up. And I went and I got some more fabric from the basement and made some more hexies. So maybe next week I'll have a quilt top finished.
Wow.
Yeah. So what are your whips?
I don't have any.
Oh, okay. I am working on my crochet curtain yet. I showed it last time, and it wasn't wide enough, so I made more of these little flag things. I'll add them on.
Wow.
All these little crochet ones. They're called cool and hot. I have to have a stack of each, because you always go 1 hot, 1 cool, 1 hot, 1 cool. And so, yeah, so I have a stack of each of those. So now I just started, you can see the top 2 here have the border around the edge, and the rest need the borders yet. So that's where I'm at, getting some more of those done. So maybe it'll be big enough this time. And I'm still working on this sock. I think I showed this last time too. I put in the Afterthought heel scrap yarn, and I'm working on this. It's called the Milwaukee sock, but I look back, I never published it. So I said after I finished making it this time.
You didn't publish it?
No, I never did. It was distributed with the sock club.
Okay.
And that's the only place I ever put it out, was in the sock club. So, and it's got a lot of nice pictures, you know, and illustrations, descriptions in detail how to do an Afterthought heel. Yeah, it's got pictures and everything on how to do the Afterthought heel. So, yeah.
Wow.
I never put it out there as an individual pattern. So after I do this, then you kind of double checking everything. I'll publish it on the website and Ravelry. So yeah, that's what I'm working on. I still have my burra cowl going, and oh, you know what else I finished? Well, not finished, but I finished making my steek sweater. I don't have it steeked or anything.
Okay.
But the color work's done, and I blocked it. So now I have to put the button bands on and steek it.
Do you have sleeves?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
They're first, because it's bottom up.
Oh, that's right.
So you do the sleeves first, then the body, then the yoke. So, yeah. I think I'm going to put the button bands on first and then steek it with the bands on.
You could, yeah. There is a way to do it that way.
Yep.
You can do it either way.
Yep, I'm going to do it that way, I decided. And so
Cool.
I didn't go down the basement and get that. It's drying on the dog crate.
Got
I love
it.
that for drying.
Oh, the
my
wire
sweaters.
crate?
Yeah, the wire dog crate. That works the best. Yeah. It's the large size, so it fits a good size sweater.
Well, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. I was going to get rid of it a long time ago. Nope. It's right next to my dryer now. Set up all the time.
That's funny.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, no, it's funny. I don't have any whips because I finished that, finished the hats, and, you know, it was all travel knitting. And so when I cleaned up everything before I left.
Okay.
So it's like I can have a casting on party.
Oh, for the weekend, because this is knitting weekend.
Yeah. Yeah.
That'll be
So
fun.
I'm going to have a cast on party. I think I'm going to work on cloud of bats. I think I'm going to work on planned pooling. I can't work on the shawl publicly. So I won't. But I'll have that going too.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah. I'm kind of looking forward to this planned pooling thing. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Good.
I like the color.
Yeah,
It's talking
I
to
do
me.
too.
So yeah, no, it was really like the last 3 weeks. I kind of need to just stay home now for a while though.
Yeah.
You know, that was a
all
lot
that
of traveling.
travel. Yeah. I don't like to be gone that much.
Yeah, because we got home on Saturday and then, you know, unpacked, did laundry and all that on Sunday. Then I repacked on Monday and Tuesday. Didn't really do much else, you know, other than picking up the house a little bit.
Yeah.
And then was on a plane Wednesday morning.
Okay.
So yeah, it's crazy.
Okay.
But I had a blast. So
Good.
can't complain.
Yeah, that's right. Good. So,
It was cold in California.
Was it? Oh yeah, I know. My friend went out there the day they got snow in San Diego. She was going from here to San Diego. And we had a snowstorm the same time, but they had snow in the mountains. I was like, you took it with you, Lisa.
Having, you know, since, I mean, let's face it, I go out to Sacramento a lot because with Derek and Ashley living out there. I mean, it's, well, not, it's one of these things, a lot could be relative, you know, but for a person who's not traveling for business, whatever, I mean, I have flown over those mountains plenty of times.
Yeah.
There is something to be said for the amount of snow covering those mountains. It was snowier than I've ever seen it.
Oh, okay.
And I flew, when I went out, I had to land, I didn't have to change planes, but I landed in LA, and then that plane continued on to Sacramento. So, I mean, just flying over the Sierra Nevadas, it was just amazing how much snow was in the mountains.
Wow.
And this was the other thing that was interesting. Lisa Souza is in Placerville, which is in California, about an hour from where Derek and Ashley live. But it's in the foothills, going up the mountains. And she was supposed to have a nice big booth at Stitches. And she did not. And I'm wondering, where's Lisa? Dawned on me. Because I asked Ashley, I said, is Placerville snowed in? And she says, oh yeah. They couldn't get out.
Oh.
Found out they could not get out.
Yeah, and I suppose they're probably pulling a big trailer and everything.
Right. She has a big trailer, and she has all her yarn on racks. Okay? And you slide the racks in the big trailer.
Yeah.
So, and then you just unload racks. You don't have to rehang yarn or anything like that.
Right.
So, yeah. She had no way of getting to stitches, it seemed. And it made sense because and there was it was raining down in Sacramento on Monday and Saturday. A little bit on Friday. It poured at one point in time. I mean, literally buckets, like a deluge.
Yeah.
And, and the funny thing is we get rain like that, but when we get those deluges, it's usually with a thunderstorm. I mean, this was just, this cloud was like literally dumping by the bucketful, and it was just amazing because like right over there's blue sky. I mean, we get those little showers where you get, but when we get the shower, but you can still see blue sky, you're not getting drenched in 2 seconds.
Right.
There you are.
Oh, wow.
It was insane. It was completely a weird rain.
Okay.
Not like I've experienced here.
Okay.
I know one might think, well, rain is rain, right?
Yeah.
It's not. When they talk about torrential rain, that made sense to me in a different way.
Okay.
So there was, snow warnings a couple of times while I was out there. It talks about rain in the valley, rain coming in off the coast, and then as soon as you hit the mountains, that rain turns to snow. And I-80, which is from Sacramento, you take I-80 to Truckee, and that'll get you to Reno, and it's maybe a 2-hour drive on, good roads. I-80, they either have, it's posted, they will require chains. Okay. And this is on an interstate. I mean, they have it posted. There are times where they will require chains, and if you don't have chains, you don't go.
Okay.
They literally stop you.
Yeah.
There's that, or they just simply close the interstate, and it can be closed for days. So yeah, it was amazing.
Wow.
Yeah. So we talk about our snow and that stuff, but we had, what was it, 8.5 inches while I was gone on the cruise. That was that Thursday storm, I think it was. It was 8.5 inches. They are talking not in inches, in feet. 5 feet of snow. 5 feet! I can't imagine how it would have to be coming down to be 5 feet of snow.
Yeah.
In one snowstorm.
Yeah.
But that's what it's like up in the mountains. And it's like all the water or all the moisture comes in off the ocean, in the clouds, coming in off the ocean. And as soon as it hits those cold temperatures of the height of the mountains, and the clouds hit that, and it just drops all the water. And it freezes, obviously, and makes snow.
Wow.
And it was absolutely insane when you think about 5 feet in one snow event.
Yeah.
And we talk about 1 foot being bad.
Well,
I mean, and the other thing is, like the driving in it thing. People in California do know how to drive in it. If you go up to the mountains, you have to know. Yeah. Because the mountains are snowy. Yeah. And so, that's not that big of a deal. But yeah, so it was fascinating. And then they also talked about another weird weather phenomenon. What was it called? Atmospheric river. I don't know. It had something to do with the water moving in a river up in the clouds. I don't get it. I don't understand it. But we didn't know what a polar vortex was either a while ago. Now they've overused that word, so what the heck. But yeah, so what's this whole weather phenomenon and and there are areas of California, they ain't in a drought anymore.
Okay.
So yeah, they've had so much water. And like even this time of year, I always think like California, they don't really have winter.
Yeah.
I mean, even in they don't have winter in Sacramento. They don't.
Right.
It gets cold, but not winter
Yeah.
like what we call winter.
Yeah.
It'll get down to 30s overnight for sure. It'll freeze, but not a hard freeze like we have. And that is absolutely fascinating, you know. But like during the day, oh, that sun is so nice and warm.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when it was out, it was nice.
Yeah.
So, yeah, a lot of interesting weather phenomena.
Okay.
And I was freezing the whole time I was there because it was cold and damp. So, so that was my trip.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I had a good time.
Yeah. Excellent.
So, what's new around here?
Same old stuff. Started our sales, inventory clearance sales. So 15% off everything in the store. That goes for one more week yet.
Wow.
So, yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. Yep. So otherwise, same old stuff.
Okay.
All right.
Well,
I guess we're done.
for today, I suppose.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
We'll talk in 2 weeks or so. Bye.